If you do not like tricep dips or you find them very hard, you feel like you're doing them wrong, here is a form tip video, all things that you need to know about tricep dips. So some of the common mistakes that people make with tricep dips, and I've seen this firsthand with my clients at boot camps. I remember I used to have this really big long bench at the park and everyone would be doing tricep dips and I used to call out, your hands facing forward, and no matter how many times I called it out, there was always someone with their hands facing back. So common mistakes are people place their hands facing back. Now I call that elbows back, they must think hands back as well. So people will place their hands on the chair like that and try and go backwards. Obviously that's gonna hurt. The other thing that people do is they twist their hands out to the side. So they'll have their hands out facing like that. Their elbows are still able to go back. That's fine, but the way to do it correctly is your fingers are pointing forward. So place your hands like this, either side of you, wrap your hands down around the chair or the bench, come off the bench, and then you can start your tricep dip. Now here comes tip number 2. Now, although people's hands are pointing forward, that's great. They place their feet flat on the ground. So what they do is when they go down, they push up from their feet and and the exercise becomes very easy. So I probably could do this all day. So what I tell my clients is when you have your feet out, instead of placing them on the floor, yes, I know my sneakers are dirty, guys. I need to clean them after this video. If your feet are flat on the floor, just elevate up onto your heels, okay? So they'll look like this. Your hands will be facing forward and you can do your dip like this. Now, when you're doing your dip, another thing is elbows go back. So if I go down too far, my shoulders will hunch forward. So you just want to make sure your elbows go back. You can feel your triceps and you can come back up. So you don't need to go too far down. This exercise is hard enough as it is. All right, so the closer your feet are to the chair, the easier the exercise is. The further they come out, the harder it becomes. So you can do them like this. And if you want to make it very hard, you can place your feet up onto another chair so they're elevated once again. So this is, let's just call it, make sure they're straight, beginner, intermediate, advanced, and then elevated, very advanced. So they are my form tips when you're doing a tricep dip.